And welcome back to a brand new video. What an awful evening, very awful. The wind is howling, the rain is coming down. It's a bit of a nightmare, but nevertheless we're going to venture out and we're going to have a look. It's around sort of 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday. We're going to have a look around Bispham and just see, you know, is there any nightlife? What goes on in Bispham on a late evening? So come and join me. So it's a bit of a ghost town on the promenade up this section. You can just see all the poles. There's nothing on them. However, the illuminations does start on the 26th of August this year, and all of these poles will be housing some wonderful boards, some new and some old, and it's a fantastic family experience for everybody. You know, even if you're by yourself. It's got a rich history, Blackpool, with the illuminations, and you can just see there's a couple of boards right in the distance there, just starting to be put up. So you can just see the first boards, and that's where been here for quite some time. The first board has been put up, and if we just move the camera, this is where all the illuminations start in Blackpool. They start right from the top of Redbank Road, and they've been lighting up Blackpool since 1879. Absolutely incredible. And they actually first started with a bit of an experiment, and it was actually introduced when Blackpool Council devoted a mere sum, you know, which is a huge amount of money back in the day, of £5,000 to experiment with the concept of electric lighting. And it was actually, you know, like, you know, many, 1879, I can't even work that out, about, well, you know, it's about 150 years, something like that, if my maths is correct. And they've been lighting up and creating magical moments for everybody ever since. Absolutely wonderful. And like I said, this is the right at the very start, right at the start of Redbank Road. And this one, it lights up 365 days of the year. You just see over the promenade, that light. So just a bit of a look out to sea, and the tide is out, and it looks a murky one tonight. It looks a very murky one. I wouldn't like to be walking the dog along the beach in this weather. So like I said, we are right at the beginning. Let's move the camera around, and this is where the wonderful little Bispham Station is, and you get your hot coffee, your chocolates, your donuts, all sorts of wonderful goodies. Well, they did put plans in for a roof terrace, but I'm not too sure what's happening with that. And you can just see some of the like the tiles has sadly come off just on the corner there. And just straight ahead, you've got the Hearts Amusements and the Queen's Mansions. So this is a bit of an unusual. I noticed it the other day. So you got the Bispham Station there, and there's a little park just above on the promenade, but you can just see there's there's 4 little doors. You see there? There's one there, and another one just behind that pole there, and there's a couple more. I wonder what was housed in them. You know, obviously it goes underneath. Very interesting. I'm going to see if I can find that one out. I just noticed that. Like I said the other day, 4 little doors. I wonder what used to be in there. That's an interesting one, that. So we're just going to have a walk down Redbank Road, and as soon as you see the powder room just on the left hand side, that used to be a bank, the Royal Bank of Scotland. That went many years ago. As we venture on down, we've got the Bispham kitchen. We've got all the normal, you know, like the food shops, the fish and chip shops, and in the summer that Bispham kitchen is open till late in the top chippy. But you can see that is all closed up at the moment. But like I said, there is a bit of nightlife. It's more restaurants and things like this nowadays in Bispham Redbank. You see there's a cafe there, seating outside. So there is, you know, Bispham has changed quite significantly. And there used to be a little jeweller's on the left hand side there, and that one has sadly gone. And there used to be little paper shops, all sorts of little shops down here. and they've all sadly closed the doors. It's a you know, it's a very hard market for businesses these days. And I just whip the camera around again. You know, there's hundreds of little places, takeaway shops all the way down Redbank Road, just on the corner of Beaufort Avenue. And again, this one, I wonder if this used to be a little house back in its day. Looks like it's been like converted, possibly. Yeah, Beaufort Lodge. That's an interesting one. And again, you got Madison's and all the little cafes along this stretch. So yeah, this is Redbank Road in Bispham, and like I said, there's not much. It's not really a nightlife place, Bispham. It's more for like your takeaways and your things like that. So we'll just have a whip over the road. And again, this used to be, I believe it was the NatWest Bank, this one, and that's now a wedding shop. It's all, you know, many years ago, as a lot of people will remember. You know, there used to be banks on the majority of corners, and now like the banks, everything's going online, and that's like a wedding shop now. But like I say, it's a great little place. And again, plenty of, you know, restaurants if you fancy something to eat. You know, they've got the cafes and the Indians and the Chinese. Is all, you know, sort of great places to eat. I mean, look at that one there. That's a welcoming one. That's like an Italian, I believe. And right on the corner, so about halfway down Redbank Road, is the Bispham Hotel. And this one dates back to around 1930. And it's part of the Sam Smith's chain, and it was actually refurbished around 2002. But like I said, this was all dates back to around 1930, and originally it was actually a pub, funnily enough. So like I said, plenty of history of that one. And with this one, you cannot use your mobile phone there. If you use your phone, get your phone out, have a bit of a conversation, you get slung out on your ear. And that's like I said, the Bispham Hotel, just on Redbank Road. So as we venture, you see the Lobster just on the corner there. And again, you know, you got all these restaurants. There's all sorts. You know, if you want a bit of a meal out, and there's plenty of parking, all sorts. You know, along this stretch. What's his car doing? He's having a bit of a 3-point turn in the road. But yeah, there's plenty of places, and a lot of these, you know, like the Cask Micro Pub, they're popping up all over. So the traditional pubs, like the Ramsden Arms in Blackpool, have sadly closed the doors. They're being replaced by all these little micro pubs, which, you know, it's I suppose, you know, they haven't got the overheads, but it's not like, you know, the traditional atmosphere with a roaring log fire, and you know the smell, and you know the ambience of the old pubs. It's more of like a, how can we describe it? You know, like a house, if that makes sense. There's nothing really special about them. So again, you got Sainsbury's just on the right side, and that's been there for many years. And you used to have a little side entrance, and the new management took that over and closed that one up. And as we sort of venture further down, we've got the what used to be called the Middle Chippy. The Middle Chippy, and that changed its name. It's now Bellamy's Fish Bar. I'm not too sure when they changed its name, to be fair. I'm sure it used to be called Middle Chippy back in his day. So as we sort of venture further down, you come across Bispham Fire Station. We've got a Premier hotel further on down, which is on Devonshire Road. But yeah, like I said, the actual nightlife in Blackpool, or shall I say in Bispham, is nothing really to write home about. It's more for like your meals, your nights out, and enjoying, you know, sort of each other's company. And again, you know, there used to be a lot of little independent shops along this way. There used to be a little furniture shop just on the corner, and is it Jackson Jackson Cove, that used to be a little furniture place. You can see that one has gone, and as we venture down again, another one, and this has become a little tea room. Let's just go weave our way through this little gap, just on Bamber Avenue. So this one, again, used to be a little furniture shop. I think I have even got a sofa in here once, if I remember rightly, just on the corner of Bamber Avenue, and that has now become a little tea room. Anne's Tea Room, and that used to be like I said, a great little place. That little tea room it gets busy. You know, surprising for a Redbank Road. Imagine a lot of people who stay in the area around the north side would enjoy. So this is a Bispham Fire Station, and these guys just off Sandhurst Avenue, this one, and these guys attend all the fires, and they attended that horrific fire on the Central Club. That was an awful one. The Strand Lodge, also in Blackpool, they attended that one, and they've come from, you know, far and wide, but it looks like quite a small one. But this has been here, like I said, for many years, this fire station. Again, just on Redbank Road, just off Sandhurst Avenue. So I think what I'm going to do, pause the video here. I'm going to have a bit of a look at the Bispham Village. There's plenty of changes. What's happened in the village. In fact, we won't just end it. You can just see, there we go, one is going out on duty. Hopefully it's nothing serious. There you go, that's a pretty good timing. There he goes. Hopefully everybody is okay. So directly in front is the old cop shop, the old police station, and this is, like I said, this is the bit of a roundabout. What goes from Devonshire Road, you take sort of like Redbank Road, all sorts of different roads. And the actual police station itself, it was built on the site of a historical Bispham Village cottages. So that, like I said, there used to be all sorts of cottages back in its day, and they was sadly knocked down. And like I said, the police station was built on there, and just to the right hand side is the old Bispham Library, and that again has sadly gone. So like I said, we'll have a bit of a walk down into the village itself. And Bispham was actually a little village all by itself, and it was later absorbed into Blackpool. And like I said, it is quite a historic place. There's all sorts of things, you know, gone on over the years in Bispham. Plenty of changes, and let's just show you a couple. For example, so we got the walk in Stagger Out. What's that? That's the Inn Place, a little pub now, and that used to be a little fish and chip shop, and that closed down quite a few years ago. I remember going in there. That's the walk in the Stagger, and like I said, that used to be a little fish and chip shop back in its day. So we'll move on, and there used to be a wonderful little market just near the Albion pub, and again that one's gone. It's now Stage Door Studios. So like I said, things here have changed. There is still a little market, but it's not the same in Bispham. So yeah, directly, like I said, just near Heron Street, that used to be a great little market, and that one is just across the road. Like I said, the market is just relocated about sort of 100 yards away, but it's not the same. And then we come to the Albion, which is just on the corner, and that's a great one for a bit of nightlife. And they got sort of table and chairs outside. That's the Albion. So just a bit of a shot looking over, you see Blackpool Road just on the left hand side. That's the Albion, and there is Bispham Village itself. And just to the right, just coming into the picture now, that's the new Bispham market just on the corner. And it's nothing like the old market. At least they've got a market, you know, they're relocated. You can just see the new market there. Like I said, a few little shops along this stretch. So let's have a walk over the roads, whip the camera right over. And again, you got the fish and chip shops, the seniors. That's not too bad. It's a bit of a hit and miss, that one, seniors fish and chips. It's, you know, when they do a good, you know, they do a good. When it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's not good at all. So yeah, this is Bispham Village. All above the shops, they're all offices. Yeah, this is Bispham Village. So it's not one for nightlife, Bispham. It's one for more of a relaxing meal out, and just you know, an enjoyable evening, you know, to spend with friends or family. So yeah, this is Bispham Village. So it looks like Bispham is also catching up with the tree fest, and we've got 3 new trees. I just think there's sort of £30,000 right in front of us. We're looking at £30,000. So each of these trees is approximately £10,000 each. But at least, you know, hopefully a bit of greenery will be coming to areas, you know, like Bispham and other places. Just as we're going back towards the car, you can see we got that was probably the fire engine, what we saw earlier on. We got police, we got ambulance. So it looks like there's yeah. So I don't think we're gonna video. So we got somebody just on the railings. I don't think we'll film that one. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, a bit of a nightlife in Bispham. You don't normally see activity with the police vans and all sorts. Normally it's a nice quiet area and a great place to enjoy. So until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and it's a bye from me. Bye bye.